Awesome for bringing cookies and coffee.
I made brownies yesterday.
Oh, we missed it.
Okay, so I'm going to be going case, disad, counterplan, then probably back to case. Yeah, everyone good? I'm fine too. Okay. Okay, first on case, we're going to do a case overview. This is going to be 1.4 billion time machine by 2060. This is not our time frame, which my partner stated in his 1AR that the 1.4 billion climate refugees by 2060, that is going to be happening. This is a number of climate refugees that is coming to, that is going to be needing somewhere to be, but that is not the time frame of our impacts. The impacts are happening now. My partner stated this. The impacts are pandemics, global economic collapse, wars, food wars, and human trafficking. They completely, again, they, in the block, they dropped our argument. Oh wait, sorry, this is disad. They, in the block, they dropped the argument that the chance of attack was inevitable. They dropped the argument that, in fact, it does not matter if these groups are mad at the government, their attacks, or if they're going to happen, it's going to be a spontaneous thing. They're not going to specifically plan it over a long period of time. They completely dropped this argument, which means it is true. And they also dropped our argument that their own example of someone using weapons of mass destruction, Timothy McVeigh, this person who used weapons of mass destruction did not lead to a nuclear war. There was no nuclear war after this, which means there is no impact to your disadvantage. They dropped this claim. It was not made, which means that it is automatically true. There is no impact of nuclear war, because who even would engage in a nuclear war with America if the weapons of mass destruction were in America? Is America going to bomb itself? No. Moving on to CP. Again, in the block, they dropped our claim that any counterplan that completely solves for the ass is that completely does the app is abusive. They dropped this argument. They only brought it up again in the 2NR, which is completely unfair, because that means we only have one more speech to go against it. And you're not supposed to make new speeches in the rebuttals. This is unfair. New arguments in the rebuttals. This is unfair because we cannot successfully, and we cannot spend as much time as we need debating it. We only have this one speech. But we made an argument earlier on in the 2AC exactly why their counterplan could not pass. Because they did everything the app was doing, which we said was abusive, because it steals all of our solvency. It steals everything we could possibly do. Which means that the app wins on the prerequisite. This is the app is a prerequisite because the commission also takes too long to do, and you're going to have to find the economists, you're going to have to find the people to be in the commission, you're going to have to make the commission, they're going to have to all do the plan, and then even then, because it is a separate group that is not even in the government, it can fall apart in an instant. In just 1 second, the commission can just go away. It is very, very hard to unpass a plan, which is what the app is doing. You're passing a plan to the federal government. This is a long-lasting plan that's going to help the migrants for a long time. And the probability of our impacts is 100% because our impacts are happening now. We stated this again and again. There is risk of human trafficking. The human trafficking is happening now. Y'all stated that Brazil was going to solve for this, but then you said that Brazil solves for part of it. We're solving for all of them. We're solving for human trafficking. That is not what Brazil is doing, because you said that Brazil was helping the people being human trafficked when they're trying to get into the U.S. We're helping people who are being human trafficked going to other places that cannot support them. The people who would be going to other places would then be going to the United States, which means they completely avoid being trafficked in the first place. The magnitude of our impacts is extinction. My partner stated this in the 2AR, that our impacts lead to extinction. We had 4 counts of extinction, which they did not mention. They said our only impacts were not inherent. They did not happen. completely untrue, which means their disad has no impacts. So we win on disad because even if we do link, which we don't, but even if we do link, it does not matter because their impacts are nowhere to be found. They're not going to happen. The only accounts of weapons of mass destruction have not led to a nuclear war. So what makes you think they're going to lead to a nuclear war now? And what else?
That was really good. You guys were really good. Great debate.
Now I know what it's like to actually run against an effective commission CP.
Yeah.
Like that was really good.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you for
You're
watching.
really good too.
Good job.
Thank you.
I saw the Brooklyn Tech folder.
Hmm?
I saw the Brooklyn Tech folder.
Yeah, we're from Brooklyn Tech.
I coached it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Yes, I know.
Oh, wow.
Which
Nice.
table tennis?
Same with Penn.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
City champ.
Nice.
What do you coach?
I didn't know we had
Ping pong.
Oh, you coach ping pong?
Yeah, that's my racket.
I used to play a lot of ping pong. I went to boarding school.
No way.
Yeah,
Which one you go?
I went to school in the city, Bishop Hopkins.
2-1.
Yeah, we
So
saw.
they had like an urban boarding
Mmm.
scholarship, so I like did that. And we had like a whole bunch of ping pong.
Do you want one?
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm good, thank you. Is your partner coming back? What also
She's not coming back.
Nah, he left.
what is your name?
Jessica.
Okay, so that's Cadiz.
Cadence, yeah.
Hayden?
Yeah.
Oh,
Cadence.
I'm like definitely pronounce that weird.
This is the weapon of mass destruction.
Is this where you teach all your students? Whoa.
This is not a lot of speed on the ball. Wait, you're lefty? Oh my God, I'm using a left hand.
It's just
No,
like,
it's fine.
oh yeah, that's real good.
Tricky, right?
Yeah, the grip is.
So you're really
You
good.
probably get curves.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can get playing a lot of RPMs, like voice engine.
But like, where can you learn?
Where?
Yeah, where you learn?
I think college too. I saw that freshman. Yeah. Upstate, engineering school for RPI.
RPI, yeah, trying to York, right?
Yeah, you know.
I have a fraternity brothers at RPI.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to Binghamton.
Oh, you're upstate too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, this is not. That's all right.
You missed it.
Alright, so,